Hey there, this is going to be an individual reflection on my creative audio project that I made with Joey and Mustafa. The first question is, what do I think was the single most problematic and successful part of the audio project? As for the successful one, I think it's probably just like the first half of the audio project. I believe I made it pretty dynamic in terms of editing. Layering over sounds, stuff like that, giving it texture, giving it depth, so as to create an environment in which the characters can walk through, and all the diegetic surrounding it can help paint a picture in the audience's mind. But on the flip side, the most problematic aspect is most definitely the podcast part, I think, the academic podcast part, because I couldn't find out how to make it realistic, right? I couldn't really give it a sense of verisimilitude, and it was hard to keep it distinguished from the narrative voices and the academic podcast part. And so I played around a lot. I tried giving it like effects and such, and none of it could really work. And so we ended up just giving it a slight touch of the radio preset sound effect, and then I lowered the values of it, and then I lowered the wetness of it so that it was still clear and coherent and didn't sound muddled. But at the same time, it did help distinguish between the regular voices, like the in-person voices, and the podcasts, which was coming off the TV. All right, for the second question about how my individual learning relates to the overall course, our research topic was about how YouTube affects kids, and the research that we did shed light on the remediation of YouTube, and part of it was how susceptible kids are to marketing on YouTube. It was Thurs, Dracopoulou, and Gandini who said something like, YouTube has come to represent a unique middle ground between industry practices and popular culture that fosters a complex and sophisticated ecosystem of promotional practices. And I think that ties in very well with how marketing has penetrated the YouTube environment. All right, question 3 is, what do I think is the single most important affordance of audio-based media? And I think that it has to do with the fact that visuals aren't needed. You can paint and illustrate a background through the use of diegetics in order to create an environment, and that's something that we try to attain by layering multiple sound effects to create a dynamic scenario in which it feels like the listener, the audience, is actually there where the narrative is taking place, right? Question 4 is, what is the most vital thing I learned in this collaboration process of making the creative audio project? And I think the most vital aspect was learning to dedicate time to talking with your peers. For me, especially because I was in charge of editing, I wanted to make sure to dedicate time so that we could all meet up and see how the project is going. And so that way I could get in real-time feedback as to how we want to edit it and which direction we want to go with, just so we're all on board with it. And if there's anything which I thought was kind of fine but they didn't agree with, I could edit it till we were all unanimously voting that what I did was good enough, and that seriously helped with the editing process. And relating that to like a broader development of becoming a media practitioner, I think that's a very good idea, just to check in with other people to make sure that when you're creating something, it's understandable. By having an objective view of something and no bias whatsoever, having other peers look at what you've created and seeing if they can understand it is a step towards knowing that the project that you created, the media that you created, can be understood by the wider public. And the final question or prompt, I guess, is what feedback in week 8 did I get that made me reconsider the creative audio project and what I did in response to that. And so the biggest feedback we got was the audio levels and issues with peaking, and as well as how muddled and chaotic the audio layering was. It was hard to understand what the focus was at some points because the audio levels were pretty much the same, as well as having too many layers of audio trapped one against each other, and so it just made it difficult to listen to. And what I did in response to the feedback was using the match loudness function in Adobe Audition and having a more consistent volume across the audio project. And in terms of how chaotic it was, we moved around pieces and adjusted volumes so that we more easily which part of the like layered audio is to focus on, and which part is just like background to listen to, and rearrange like certain diegetics so that like nothing like just layers over each other like at the same time to give it a bit of more verisimilitude. And that's pretty much everything. Thanks for watching.